15 interesting facts about India. 15 things about India you didn't know. Welcome to Cash Street, where cash is always king. Today, we're going to look at amazing facts about India, the 7th largest nation in the world, that you probably didn't know. India is one of the most important and strong nations in the world with a population of over a billion. Details of its complicated cultural past, which spans 4,500 years of mostly Hindu philosophy and theology, encompass this time period. Thousands of years later, modern India is very different, with a massive film industry of its own, a population that is diversified, and an amazingly large labor force. Number 1. The top-grossing Bollywood movie took in 27 times more money than the highest-grossing Hollywood movies, according to the list of 15 facts you didn't know about India. Bollywood will create 1,000 films for every 600 Hollywood releases. When you compare the figures, they're also the most lucrative movies. The highest-grossing Hollywood movie in 2009 was Avatar, which took in $2.8 billion at the box office. In sharp contrast, the Bollywood movie Three Idiots made $76.81 billion, which is a profit. Number 2. Shampoo, which derives from the Sanskrit word shampoo, which means massage, was created in India in the 16th century. In the 16th century, India is where the idea of shampooing originated. Instead of the contemporary blend of chemicals and scents used today, herbs and natural components were utilized back then, especially fruit palm, gooseberry, and satin dews. The custom of shampooing and hair washing was carried back to Europe by colonial travelers who traveled to India. Number 3. India was the world's top producer of diamonds and where they were first discovered. Prior to diamonds being discovered in Brazil in the 18th century, India was the world's most productive diamond mining nation. The renowned Kohinoor diamond was discovered in the 13th century, and now India has 3 operating diamond mines. The 793-carat stone was passed from owner to owner until being purchased by Queen Victoria under the British Raj in India. Number 4. Elephants in Kerala may enjoy a day at the spa thanks to Punathurkada Elephant Yard Rejuvenation Center, which offers baths, massages, and other relaxing pampering. The spa serves 59 customers and serves as a means to give back to the revered animal. Elephants need a massage every so often because they're a key feature of the region and play a vital role in Kerala's temple processions. Number 5. The Kumbh Mela, an annual Hindu pilgrimage to the banks of Ganges, is the biggest religious gathering in India and can be seen from space. Ritualistic washing, devotional singing, religious discourse, and feeding the needy are all part of the main celebration. It was the largest pilgrimage on Earth since the number of attendees had to be limited to 75 million. Number 6. We frequently focus on ancient Greece and ancient Egypt, but Indian civilization actually stretches back to 2400 BC, when it was divided into 16 monarchs known as the Mahajanpadas. The earliest Hindu literature, as well as the first books on science, medicine, and astronomy were published between 2000 and 500 BC. There are even confirmed human bones that are 30,000 years old in South Asia. Actually, the notion of zero was invented by Indian mathematicians. Number 7. Every major religion in the world is practiced in India, which lacks a national language and is home to Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, Islam, and Sikhism. Religions have a place in Indian culture, but Hinduism and Islam, which account for 80% and 14% of the population respectively, are the most popular. For the previous 2,215 years, Judaism has existed in India, along with some of these lesser-known faiths including Jains, Zoroastrianism, and Baha'i. In addition, there is no one national language in India due to the 1,652 dialects that are spoken there. Number 8. Every election, a voting place is built up in Deer Forest for only one voter. Since Miraj Varandas Deshanda is the only one living there, he always has the polling place to himself. Since having his own personal polling station in 2004, he has been participating in Indian elections and has never missed one. In Gujarat's wilderness, Mahant looks after a rare Asiatic lion that lives in the same house as him. Number 9. When airstrikes are expected, the Indian government has covered the Taj Mahal with scaffolding. During the Second World War and the Indian-Pakistan Wars, scaffolding was built around the Taj Mahal's recognizable domes to conceal it from view. During World War II, it concealed its most well-known landmark out of fear of attacks by the Japanese Air Force. The Yamuna River's increasing levels, which have fractured the tomb beneath the Taj Mahal, are more contemporary hazards to the monument. The tombs might collapse at any time, according to projections. Number 10. The world's cheapest automobile, yoga, navigation, and thorium-based nuclear power were all created by Indians. Since they were the first to develop the idea of navigation utilizing rivers and oceans over 6,000 years ago, Indian civilization may claim credit for some of the most significant inventions in the history of the globe. Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism all have origins in yoga, which was developed 5,000 years ago. India is the location of the first next-generation thorium reactor and has the cheapest car in the world, the Tata Nano, which sells about 100,000 rupees or $1,400. By 2015, the nation wants to generate 30% of its electricity from thorium. Number 11. If you want to stay in the lap of luxury, skip Paris and forget Dubai and instead book a room at the erstwhile Indian royal home for $88,000 per night. The world's most beautiful palaces may be found in India. There are lavish palaces all around the nation, some of which date back hundreds of years and were formerly the Maharaja's residence. Prince Charles' 65th birthday was celebrated at the Kumarakom Lake Resort, and the 450-year-old Samol Palace in Jaipur welcomed celebrities from all over the world. Number 12. Jai Singh, the monarch of all war, acquired a Rolls-Royce in the most effective manner. India has a long and colorful past filled with eccentric kings and queens and opulent kingdoms. When the ruler of all war in northeast India visited a London dealership, a Rolls-Royce salesperson insulted him. Being a very proud guy, he purchased a whole fleet of Rolls-Royce vehicles and donated them to the city's waste management division for use in moving garbage throughout the city. Number 13. There are 1 million millionaires in India. With 35% of the population living below the poverty line and those who are well above it leading radically different lives, India has one of the largest wealth disparities in the world. Mukesh Ambani, who has a net worth of $53 billion, is the richest Indian in the world. The 59-year-old built his fortune in the oil and gas sector, and his $1 billion residence recently made news for his decision to construct a 27-story building rather than a large mansion. Number 14. The Sushruta Samhita, which dates back to the 6th century CE and is one of the first medical writings, contains the first description of plastic surgery. It is among the first instances of a medical discussion that includes surgery, incisions, skin grafts, and nose reconstruction. The Sushruta Samhita would not be translated until 1814, 80 years after the first nose operation in Britain. Number 15. The daughter of a well-known businessman was married in 2016, and the event grabbed news for all the wrong reasons. It was one of India's most spectacular weddings that sparked controversy because it was too costly. It lasted 5 days and cost $74 million. Bollywood nobility in attendance, a gilded Bangalore palace backdrop, and a $2.5 million wedding saree were all criticized as excessive displays of riches. The wedding received criticism for being in poor taste because millions of Indians are impoverished. There are many stereotypes of India, but there is so much more to this amazing nation than most of us are aware of. India, the hub of several industries and the largest democracy in the world, may have had the most impact on literature, science, and medicine of any other country. Would you choose to stay in a trendy apartment in the heart of bustling Mumbai or a stunning Maharaja castle surrounded by palm trees and rural countryside if you could travel to this lovely and intriguing country? Oh, you're still here! Let me share with you another amazing and unusual truth about India. The greatest vegetarian population in the world is found in India, where around 40% of the population is vegetarian. For moral and religious reasons, many people forgo eating meat, and beef and pork products are frequently excluded from their diet. Due to the popularity of vegetarianism, KFC, McDonald's, and Pizza Hut have to offer vegetarian options for their Indian franchise locations. Thank you from Cash Street, where cash is always king.